The scariest text I ever got wasn't a threat. It was a photo my little sister sent me at 11 p.m. No caption, just a picture of her bedroom window with the screen popped out from the outside. I called her immediately. She picked up whispering. "Don't tell Mom," she said, "please." He said if I tell, he'll say I'm lying again and everyone believes him. He was our stepfather's nephew Tanner, 23, who'd been staying in our guest room for 3 months while he got back on his feet. Our stepfather, Doug, adored him like a son. Tanner mowed the lawn, fixed the gutters, showed up to every family dinner with flowers for Mom. Everyone thought he was a gift. I drove home that night, going 90 on empty roads, certain I already knew what I'd find. My sister Nora was 14. She met me on the porch, arms crossed over her chest like she was holding herself together, and told me Tanner had been coming to her window for 2 weeks. Nothing had happened yet, she said, like that made it smaller instead of worse. He just talked to her through the screen, told her she was mature for her age, told her not to make it weird. I wanted to drive to the guest room and put my fist through his teeth. I wanted Doug to throw him out that same hour, but when I told Doug what Nora said, his face didn't go pale. It went hard. "She's exaggerating," he said. "Tanner's been through enough. His mother just left him. You want to accuse him over a window screen?" That was the confusion part, the part that still makes my chest hurt. Doug wasn't a bad man. He loved my mom, loved Nora, in his own way. But loyalty to blood is its own kind of blindness, and Tanner was the son he never had. Mom hesitated too, not because she doubted Nora, but because she was scared of losing Doug, of being alone again at 52. I watched 2 adults choose comfort over a 14-year-old, and something in me went cold. Here is where a story like this usually turns into a revenge fantasy, where I confront Tanner in the driveway, where there's a fight, where he ends up bleeding on the concrete and everyone finally sees the truth because I made them see it with my hands. I'm not writing it that way. That version feels good for about 30 seconds and changes nothing. Tanner doesn't need a broken jaw. He needs to never be alone with a child again, and a bruise doesn't guarantee that. A record does. So instead of driving to the guest room, I drove to the police station, not to file dramatic accusations, to ask, calmly, what documentation actually holds up. A detective told me the same thing that boxing coach in the video I'd watched 100 times had told some other kid. Nothing spoken ever survives being said out loud by 2 different people. Written things survive. I went back and asked Nora to write down every date, every word Tanner had said, with times if she remembered them. I photographed the window screen exactly as it sat, popped out, before anyone could push it back into place and call it an accident. I got the porch camera footage, grainy, but it showed a shape at her window at 10:47 p.m., 2 nights running. I didn't confront Tanner once. I let the file speak. I gave everything to the same detective, who passed it to a caseworker, who came to the house not with accusations, but with a folder that already had dates matching security footage before Doug or Tanner could shape the story first. Tanner denied it, of course. Said Nora invited him to talk, but a 14-year-old's word alone had never been enough to move anyone in that house. A folder with photos, footage, and dated entries was a different animal entirely. He didn't go to prison, there wasn't enough for that, but he was gone from the guest room within a week, a no-contact order in place, and Doug, for the first time since I'd known him, didn't argue. Mom and Doug are still married. He still won't fully say Nora was telling the truth. He says it's complicated, which is its own kind of surrender. Nora still flinches at gutter noise sometimes. I don't know if that ever fully goes away. What I know is this: I didn't get the satisfaction of watching someone pay in blood. I got my sister's window locked, a folder with a case number, and a mother who finally believed her daughter over her husband's nephew. 3 years too late, but not too late for what came after.